The search for America's best cake decorators is on.
Cupcakes. The cupcakes that I'm making today are also going to continue the flower theme. So I want to make a daisy, a sunflower, a rose, and a dahlia, all piped out of colored buttercream. I love flowers, and so every time I get a chance to work on flowers, it's, I don't know, it just makes me happy.
For the cupcakes, we're doing a fashionista theme as well as, and keeping the theme throughout. So we're going to be doing like little pocketbooks and dresses and shoes, little cutesy things. Fashion is pretty popular in New York, so I kind of turned it into cake, being the New Yorker that I am. And people really want it. I think one of the most important things is to really listen to your customer and give them what they want.
The cupcakes that I'm making today is something different. You're gonna be amazed because it's not the traditional cupcake that you're gonna see with a beautiful swirl on the top. So I decided to once again go a little bit out of the box and create something different. So my concept is to basically create individual meatballs, spaghetti balls.
Today the cupcakes I'm going to decorate have a theme. It is Happy New Year. It is the year 2013, so I kind of have a celebratory theme. The most difficult aspect for the cupcake challenge, I would have to say, would be cramming it all in time. I have a lot of different little elements that I'm trying to cram into 15 minutes, so I hope I can just execute it all.
The techniques for the cupcakes is mostly textures. I'm doing a lot of texturing, whether it be on the actual cupcake when I cut out the fondant piece, as well as the little lay-ons that I'm putting on the cupcake. So lots of texturing, layering, little flowers, little pearls, a little bit of everything.
For the cupcakes, I am using different tips. So there are leaf tips and petal tips, and the different tips are going to give me a variety of shapes and petal sizes. And basically, it's just going round and round and having the patience to sit there and pipe a whole bunch of different petals over and over and over again until it looks like a flower.
Sometimes we go around ideas to create cupcakes, and if you think about it, things that you have around in the kitchen, things that you have around in your pantry can be useful to create an amazing design. This cupcake, you see it, my idea is going to be, it looks amazing, it looks like it would take forever to make it, but no, it just takes 5 minutes to put it together. It's just with elements that you just have normally in the pantry, but when you put it together, it looks amazing, it looks like, oh my God. And it's a basic design.
I grew up with cupcakes at all my birthdays growing up, so I don't know life without cupcakes. I don't think cupcakes are so much a trend as they are a staple now. There have to be 100 different really good cupcake places in Manhattan, so I don't think they're going anywhere. People say that pies and donuts and macaroons are taking over, but I don't think that they'll ever surpass the popularity of cupcakes.
I think working on cupcakes, I think is sometimes harder, and I think people don't realize how much work has to go into making something that's so small, and sometimes the same amount of work that you would do on a little tiny cupcake can be put into a big cake. So it's very detailed, it's very labor intensive, and it's only this big, and then you have to do that, times 100 when you're working for an event, and so it's very labor intensive. It's hard.
The concerns about this particular design will be the fork that I make, because I did it last minute, because it was the last minute idea that came into my head. So I don't know if they're going to be dry enough to kind of stand in the cupcake. So that will be my only concern.
The thing that might be most difficult with this cupcake challenge is I'm trying to keep everything very smooth looking. I'm afraid I might have crammed too many things in 15 minutes, but we'll just have to see if I can execute. I should be able to finish.
I feel like fondant is definitely the now look for cakes. It used to be in the 80s, 90s, everything was all buttercream and plastic columns and stuff like that, but you have to go with the times. I'm not really worried about time, but you never know.
Done. What's cuter than this?
I love my cupcakes. I have to be honest, I kind of impressed myself. It's not something that I normally do at the shop, so it was kind of cool to do something a little bit different.
It's an ode to the Times Square ball job every year. I made a little ball of modeling chocolate and just kind of stuck some little edible silver balls in there so it resembles the Times Square ball. The champagne cupcakes are fun because I did just little bubbles of champagne, so it looks like little, you know, the champagne bottle is sitting in these little balls of buttercream, which makes it look like the bottle was just opened.
What's cuter than this? 4 spaghetti meatballs with the spaghetti bowl, the spaghettis, the sauce, and the meatball. I really ended loving them. It looks amazing. It looks really cute.
If I owned a little cupcake shop, I think those would fly off the shelf. I think having them, you know, definitely color coordinated just makes the appearance look nicer. And it's just like, I want one.